Right now, competing and connecting at Madison's All-City Swim Meet, how the event is making waves in our community beyond the pool.
Thursday storms have exited much of southern Wisconsin, but the humidity hasn't. I'll let you know tonight when the humidity will scour out.
And Americans wrongfully detained in Russia head home. The details: one of the largest prisoner swaps since the end of the Cold War. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. Another round of summer thunderstorms moved through parts of southern Wisconsin earlier this evening. As those storms are clearing out, the attention now turns to your Friday and the upcoming weekend. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington shares what you need to know in his first warn forecast. Alex?
Eric, it has been a busy day thunderstorm-wise for parts of southern Wisconsin. Areas along and east of I-90 and I-39 saw tremendous amounts of rainfall and thunderstorm activity today. Southwestern Wisconsin, you were pretty much high and dry and got missed a lot this week by these areas of showers and thunderstorms that have been going around much of southern Wisconsin, but that wasn't the case today, again, for areas north and east of Madison. Future track pushing all the rest of the shower and thunderstorm activity out of the area, out over Lake Michigan, and the heavy rain and the severe weather threat has ended across southern Wisconsin. An isolated shower storm can't be ruled out the rest of the night tonight. 67 here in Madison, calm winds. It's still a bit on the muggy side with that dew point temperature in the middle 60s. Anytime it's in the mid 60s to near 70, you feel that humidity out there. Overnight tonight, passing clouds, temperatures dipping down to about 69 degrees. So still on the warm, still on the humid side for tonight. Now, we had those Thursday storms. Luckily, the All-City Swim Meet, a lot of those storms are just north and east of the Madison area, with our temperatures still on the warm side today. We'll dry out on Friday. We'll have high temperatures again in the middle to upper 80s. On Saturday, we'll warm up again to the middle to upper 80s. But what about the humidity? When will that humidity scour out of southern Wisconsin? I'll let you know coming up in Maine weather.
All right, Alex, thank you. If swimming was on your mind during this week's hot temperatures, or maybe when you were watching the Olympics, you weren't alone. The All-City Swim Dive Meet brought all of the Madison City League pools together, and Armand Rahman takes us there. Armand?
Yeah, Eric, over 2,000 swimmers took to the water for this year's competition, but the event makes a splash both in and out of the pool.
Our meet theme this year is Courage, Competition, and Community United in 10 Lanes.
As Olympic swimmers took to the 10 lanes in Paris, over 2,000 future Olympians took to the 10 lanes of the Shorewood Hills pool.
It's the first time the All-City Meet has ever been swum in 10 lanes. So the great part about that is more kids make finals.
The All-City Meet brings together the 13 Madison League pools for a diving meet at the beginning of the week, then a swim meet to end the week.
We had our 11 and up swimmers swim all of the individual events today, and then tomorrow we will have our younger swimmers swimming all their individual and their relays. The 9 and 10 relays and up will be on Saturday, and that's when we will have all of our championship heats.
But for the past almost 2 decades, this event has been making waves outside of the pool. The All-City League partnered with Second Harvest Food Bank since 2008 and has provided over 2 million meals to Madison's Food Insecure.
And this year we are on track to provide $78,000 of a donation to Second Harvest.
A 62-year legacy and impact worthy of Olympic gold.
This is much more than just a swim meet. This is really, truly a community event.
And over 800 volunteers and many sponsors help put the All-City Swim Meet together every year.
It is something. Armand, thank you. On Capitol Hill, Democrats are regrouping after the Tax Relief for American Families and Workers Act failed to pass the Senate. Senator Tammy Baldwin said this bill would have helped families in Wisconsin who need a little breathing room from the rising costs. She says she was concerned with the lack of bipartisanship after the bill passed the House.
The folks that get harmed by this are hardworking families trying to afford to raise children, and people who need affordable housing, and our small businesses that are trying to grow. All of those would be benefited if we can get Republicans to join us and pass what was a bipartisan bill to begin with.
Well, Senate Republicans opposed to the funding mechanism of the bill allege that Democrats are using the bill only for political purposes. A judge refused to put on hold a ruling that allows disabled people in Wisconsin to be emailed absentee ballots at home in this upcoming election. Republicans asked Judge Everett Mitchell to not enforce his ruling while their appeal is pending. Today, he rejected their argument, saying putting his ruling on hold, quote, would inflict significant harm on both the disability rights advocates and the public interest, end quote. It'll now be up to the state appeals court to decide whether to pause the ruling before the November 5th election. Well, this being a big election year, the city of Madison is preparing for the November ballots to roll in. Our Merrill Hubbard spoke with city officials to learn more about how technology is used for counting and also verifying absentee ballots once people submit them.
With the presidential election coming up in November, the city plans to implement this machine that sorts and verifies people's absentee ballot envelopes before they are counted. This $800,000 system is the sorting step before ballots get counted. The envelopes will go through the processor at least twice to make sure they have all the correct information.
We load them in here, and then they'll do a first run on there where they make sure if anything's missing, the machine will automatically be able to tell if a voter signature is missing. There is a human review that happens as well to make sure that the machine is reading that appropriately.
The sorting machine won't be in use until November, but these counting machines have been used in Madison since 2016.
And so voters insert their ballot here, and then the machine will count it, it'll drop down, and then they store here until election day is over, and then they'll process it and pull out all the envelopes and seal them up in a tamper-seal bag.
Between man-made and human verification, the process covers every step to make sure that your vote counts. The city is still preparing everything from the mechanics to the people that will take care of this machine, but they say that everything will be ready by the upcoming presidential election. Reporting in Madison, Merrill Hubbard, News 3 Now.
Next week, Vice President, presidential candidate Kamala Harris will be back campaigning in Wisconsin. The VP will be in Eau Claire on Wednesday the 7th for a campaign event. At this time, we don't know exactly the location. We only know it runs 11 in the morning to 6 in the evening. It's in coordination with WISC-Dems and will likely include her newly announced running mate. Former President Trump's campaign collected nearly $139 million in July. His campaign in a statement says that number brings Trump's cash on hand total to $327 million. The campaign says it's getting fundraising momentum with donors at different levels. Meanwhile, Trump's running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, went to Arizona earlier today. He spoke to reporters there about the immigration crisis near the border with Mexico. Former detainees are heading home now in what the White House is calling the largest prisoner swap between Russia and the West since the Cold War. Two of the most high-profile detainees freed are American journalist Evan Gershkovich and former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan. They are among the 24 detainees from 7 countries involved in a complex exchange. Sherelle Hubbard brings us the latest developments on their return.
A celebration. The Wall Street Journal newsroom reacts to the news. One of their own, reporter Evan Gershkovich, is coming home after a harrowing 490-day ordeal. Convicted of espionage by a Russian court and facing a 16-year prison sentence in a case the U.S. calls a sham. Also, former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan, convicted of the same and deemed wrongfully detained by the U.S. He spent more than 5 years in a Russian hard labor penal colony.
We stand for freedom, for liberty, for justice, not only for our own people, but for others as well. And that's why all Americans can take pride in what we've achieved today.
The 4 U.S. citizens and residents released were swapped for the likes of Vadim Krasikov, a former colonel in Russian intelligence convicted of murder. He's one of 8 prisoners released to Russia.
This is a guy who killed someone in a Berlin park in 2019. He's an operator. This is a murderer.
Former President Donald Trump criticized the prisoner swap.
And they allowed some really rough people out. You know that, right?
A stark contrast to presumptive Democratic presidential nominee, Vice President Kamala Harris.
And we will never waver in our commitment to bring home every American who has been wrongfully detained or held hostage.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
Back to Wisconsin now, where a new 10-story student apartment building in downtown Madison is ready for residents to move in later this month. Occupancy at the Chapter Madison Apartments is already 99% full for the fall, and despite more than 24 current residential construction projects going on right now, in downtown Madison. The housing supply can't keep up with demand. Vacancy rates are very low, averaging roughly 3% in the city right now. For context, a healthy national average, 5%. And that means it can limit your choices when you're searching for a place and give more power to landlords to raise the rents.
Since the Great Recession, the city of Madison has basically been growing faster than we've been able to deliver new housing units. And so where you see that show up is on the rental side. You see our vacancy rates are very low.
Wachter says student housing fills its own set of needs. However, he notes that increasing options could help the supply and demand in the future. Still ahead tonight at 10, the Wisconsin State Fair is underway now in West Dallas. And of course, the popular cream puffs are back, but they are featuring some new flavors. What those are, up next.
After long-standing efforts from Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin, 3 of the 4 biggest pharmaceutical companies say they're going to start capping the prices of their inhalers.
They used to charge families like ours $600 a month for an inhaler, even though they cost less than $5 to make. So Tammy Baldwin fought the drug companies and she won. Now Hadley's inhaler costs $35 and we're breathing easier.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message. I don't work for the drug companies. I work for you.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
We went to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison last night.
I don't really get how the jackpots work.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison actually has had multiple million-dollar winners.
There are linked progressive slot machines at the same casino where local players increase the jackpot amount.
And a standalone progressive jackpot increases when a player plays on an individual machine that isn't linked to any other machines. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More ways to win. Find your perfect jackpot.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
At Toyota's national sales event, we've got a long lineup of vehicles for summer fun, like Camry, RAV4, Highlander, BZ4X, Tundra, Corolla Hybrid, Tacoma, Sienna, Corolla Hatchback, Sequoia, Prius Prime, RAV4 Hybrid, Land Cruiser, GR Supra, Toyota Crown, Ford.
Right now, you can lease a sporty new 2024 Corolla for $219 a month, or lease a new 2025 Camry for $349 a month.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Our country has taken a beating the last few years, but I know we can turn it around. It'll take a lot of hard work like these athletes put in. We need to get serious about our spending that has caused prices to skyrocket. We need to fix our healthcare and address the shortage of affordable housing. Also, we must close our border, stop the flow of fentanyl, and put Americans first. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. Let's get America winning gold again.
Am I the last old school daddy?
Funny man Bill Bellamy is dead serious.
Interrogation at the door. Do you have any felonies?
Uh-oh.
Whatever you do to my daughter, I'm gonna do to you.
Then Asia O'Neal
on the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Moving forward.
The Wisconsin State Fair is underway right now in West Dallas, and this year the festival is celebrating 173 years. The original Cream Puffs are also celebrating a major milestone, 100 years for them in Wisconsin, and the State Fair is going all out with some different flavors of the Wisconsin delicacy to celebrate.
We did have the root beer, which was today. It was delicious. So the flavors are apparently different flavors each day. So we had to try the root beer, loved it. And then just because of tradition, you got to have the original.
You got to have the original.
Now, other flavors later this week include raspberry cheesecake, English toffee, and chocolate birthday cake. If you'd like to come out and check out the Wisconsin State Fair, you have now through August 11th, and all these details can be found for the fair at channel3000.com. Biden administration continuing its crackdown on airline junk fees to help protect families from unfair practices. The proposed rule would ban airlines from charging families fees to seat young children next to a guardian. The rule would also mandate refunds or free rebooking if family seating is not available. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg discussed the plan on CBS Mornings.
The idea is that this would be taken care of long before you get to the gate. This way, within 48 hours of booking, the airline would be required to assign you those seats together. And if they can't come up with that, if it's not available, then they have to offer you the option of getting your money back or being put onto a different flight without having to pay a fare difference where there are those seats together.
4 airlines, including American, Alaska, Frontier, and JetBlue, have already banned family seating fees. United Airlines is making the move to using sustainable fuel, bringing the product to a 5th airport now. The airline says it has purchased sustainable aviation fuel, also known as SAF, for use at its hub at Chicago's O'Hare. United says it's the first airline to do so. The goal is for the airline to reach net zero greenhouse gas emissions by the year 2050. So far, United is supplying the sustainable jet fuel to airports in Los Angeles, San Francisco, London, Amsterdam, and Chicago. When Toys R Us, went under, another brand went with it. But now Babies R Us is returning. Kohl's announcing it is adding Babies R Us shops to 200 of its stores. They're beginning to open this month and will all be ready for the holidays. Don't worry if you don't live near one, because the Babies R Us items will also be available online. One of the largest music festivals in America returned to Chicago today. We're talking about Lollapalooza. In fact, it is the 20th anniversary of the Chicago Festival, and this was a view of the main stage tonight at Grant Park. Today's headliners were Megan Thee Stallion and Hozier. The festival runs through Sunday at Grant Park. Other headliners include The Killers, Blink-182, and SZA. A film based on Britney Spears' best-selling memoir is in the works. Universal has landed the rights to The Woman in Me, which is being developed as a biopic of the pop star's life. Crazy Rich Asians director John M. Chu, who directed this fall's highly anticipated Wicked movie, will direct the film. Spears shared news of the film on social media, saying she was excited about the project. The studio has not released any information regarding how Spears will be involved in the film. Striking video game performers hit the picket lines this morning out in Southern California. Their first staged action here. They're bringing attention to a dispute they say is over an unwillingness from top gaming companies to protect voice actors from artificial intelligence.
Their main message to us is, we've already put stuff on the table for you in the area of AI, which they have, but it is dangerously incomplete. It does not cover all our members. It contains loopholes that are so large that they swallow the protections that are nominally being offered.
Now, the work stoppage comes after more than 18 months of negotiations with gaming giants, including divisions of Activision, Warner Brothers, and the Walt Disney Company. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington joins us once again. Another check of your first warn forecast. Alex.
Thanks, Eric. Southern Wisconsin, at least some folks saw some pretty spooky skies today up near Grand Marsh, north of Madison. We had a cold air funnel cloud reported. This is a funnel cloud that usually doesn't make it to the ground, and if it does, it's very weak. It occurs when we have colder than normal temperatures as you go higher up into the sky. Ziggy sending us this photo courtesy of Twitter, and if you want to send us weather photos when it is safe, I need to stress that. All you got to do is scan that QR code. You can do it right now, and that links it right up to the First Run Weather Team, and we can try to get your photos on air and for sure on channel3000.com. Again, just scan that QR code. Good news is all the shower and thunderstorm activity, the cold air funnel clouds that we had reported today, another one near Baraboo, that is all done now. That is all pushed off out into portions of Lake Michigan, and not before depositing a lot of heavy rainfall along I-90 and I-39 and points off to the north and east, where we saw 1, 2, 3, 4, even some folks commenting on our Channel 3000 Facebook of having some isolated 5-inch amounts. Look at southwest Wisconsin, though. I was mentioning over the past couple of days that as these lines of storms move in, last night's line as an example, they could be fizzling as they get into southern Wisconsin. So southwest Wisconsin, you've actually dodged these severe thunderstorms and the heavy rainfall altogether over these past couple of days. Remnants of those storms now well out over Lake Michigan. Only an isolated shower or two is being depicted here by Future Track as we go into the wee hours of the morning. Again, this line is well out over Lake Michigan now. Most of southern Wisconsin is going to remain dry. So let's plan the rest of the nighttime for Madison. Clouds filling in, could see some patchy fog as we start off the morning with temperatures right around 68, 69 degrees, but that fog will burn off rather quickly. Skies will turn partly sunny by late morning, and it's going to be a warm day on Friday. So 3 things here out of our forecast you need to get out of the forecast here. The storms are ending, staying warm through the future, and rain chances will build back in to southern Wisconsin next week. So we'll track it. There's that 68 to start off Friday morning, upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. Skies clear out by lunchtime. Warm. It will stay humid. I'll show you just how humid in a moment. We'll do low to mid 80s at lunchtime and highs in the middle to upper 80s across all of southern Wisconsin. Heat index values will still get into the low 90s, but it will be dry on Friday. Now fast forward to Saturday and Sunday. 87 on Saturday, warm, humid, and dry. Few storms entering the picture later Sunday with highs around 85 degrees. But what about the mugginess? Let's take a look at that here. Thursday going into Friday. Here we go into Friday, still staying in the humid range with dew points in the 60s to near 70, flirting with that very humid range as we go Saturday into Sunday. So the humidity is not going anywhere anytime soon until we get to Monday and Tuesday. There we go. The dew points go down into the 50s by the time we get later into Monday and into Tuesday. And that's when we're going to expect more refreshing temperatures across southern Wisconsin. Lows right around 60, highs right around 80 degrees. In fact, latest weather models are indicating while those low temperatures right now are in the 60s and highs near 80, we could be looking at considerably cooler temperatures next week. So we are very likely going to be doing some updates here to our 10-day forecast.
And coming up in sports, Romeo Dobbs having himself a training camp. What the defense is saying about Jordan Love's top target. Find out next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At Gruber Law Offices, we know how to win. Real cases, real results. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series, gas, hybrid, or all-electric. These are the deals you've been waiting for. So don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Make it Flex Buy on a new Ford F-150 and get 0.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $2,000 Flex Buy cash only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
Painting projects are made easy with an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Get long-lasting color with Pittsburgh's Grand Distinction exterior paint. It's highly dirt-resistant and provides a mildew-resistant coating. A gallon of flat is $41.79 after rebate. Improve your home's curb appeal with Paramount exterior paint. It's a paint and primer in one with UV protection and exceptional adhesion to resist cracking and peeling. Pick up a gallon starting at $52.49 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Joe Biden put Kamala Harris in charge of the border.
We have a secure border.
On Kamala's watch, illegal border crossings hit record highs. Criminal illegal aliens are murdering Americans. Cartels are poisoning kids. And illegals are receiving taxpayer benefits and putting more burdens on hardworking taxpayers.
We have a secure border.
Kamala Harris is dishonest and dangerous. Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider. So switch to Spectrum and get a powerful network that connects nearly 500 million devices.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month with free modem, no data caps, and no contracts. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee when you level up to a gig. Call 1-855-735-1336 or scan to call.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming with the most reliable internet speeds. wireless. Get a powerful network that millions of customers rely on. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month with 99.9% network reliability, no added taxes or hidden fees, and no contracts. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee. Call 1-855-735-1336.
Call now.
We've successfully represented people injured in truck accidents for more than 35 years. We know what it takes to get the results you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
The Packers will have a little different look to their uniforms for their home game against the Texans on October 20th. Part of the team's first ever winter warning game, Green Bay will don white pants, white jerseys, and how about this? An all-white helmet, minus the green G, of course. Well, meanwhile, at training camp, there's been high praise for Romeo Doubs. The guy he goes up against in practice every day, Jair Alexander, called him one of the top 2 receivers in the league, along with, of course, Devontae Adams. And his quarterback, well, he likes what he's hearing about his #1 wideout.
I mean, hey, Romeo is definitely one of the best, so I love that Josh putting respect on his name, because Romeo, I mean, he's definitely one of those guys, and I think this year he's going to have a breakout year and really make a huge name for himself. But, you know, got a lot of love for Tay as well, so no shock about that one.
I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but for the 3rd time this week, Hunter Roller found himself on a preseason watch list. This time, the Badger safety was named to the Werfel Trophy watch list. It's college football's premier award for community service. The countdown is down to 26 days until first serve for Wisconsin volleyball season. Kelly Sheffield's squad's coming off a 2nd-place finish in the Big Ten, and that's where they're projected to end in the standings this year, behind only Nebraska. The league also unveiled its 18-member preseason All-Big Ten team, and just like last season, the same 3 Badgers made the list: Carter Booth, Anna Smrek, and reigning National Player of the Year, Sarah Franklin.
Need appliances? Black Friday deals end soon at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save up to 60% off on one-of-a-kind and floor sample items. And get up to $3,000 in rebates, the guaranteed lowest prices, and special financing for 5 years at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
You'll soon vote on 2 misleading constitutional amendments. They're designed to trick voters into eliminating checks and balances in our government. It's a power grab to give the MAGA politicians in the legislature the sole power to distribute emergency funding. They gerrymander, deny elections, and push abortion bans. Don't give MAGA politicians the sole power. Vote no to questions 1 and 2.
Outlets at the Dells, an attraction not to be missed. With over 60 of the world's biggest brands, we thrill family vacationers, trendsetters, and all who love a smoking hot discount. We're all about the thrill of the deal, the joy of finding the thing you forgot to pack, the backpack that the kids really, really want, the sneakers that make PE class the most awesome, and the discounts that no one else can touch. Get the first day look they want and save up to 70% off on everything for back to school. Visit outletsatthedells.com for coupon and details.
Earn now, spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Blaine's Bucks event. Now through August 11th, rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $100 spent in store. Redeemable just like cash August 15th through the 28th. Start earning today on 40-pound bags of Blaine's Wild Bird Food, $16.99. Rewards members save an extra $2. Cadet Dog Treats, buy one, get one free for rewards members. Plus, get a free $5 gift card with every $50 pet purchase. Start earning Blaine's Bucks now to spend later at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Drive into summer with a new Honda. Heading out for a day at the beach or a weekend in the mountains. Make an impression with the unmistakable style of the HR-V, or turn heads in the sporty Civic. And when you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
This is America's border czar, and she's failed us. Under Harris, over 10 million illegally here. 250,000 Americans dead from fentanyl. Brutal migrant crimes. And ISIS now here.
Do you have any plans to visit the border? You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
Kamala Harris, failed, weak, dangerously liberal.
Need a better night's sleep? Black Friday deals end soon at Ashley. Get up to a $300 MasterCard Rewards card with select mattress, foundation, or adjustable base purchases. And special financing for 60 months. Only at Ashley.
Chris Stanford, News 3 Now This Morning. Moving forward.
Tonight, each one of these little bursting bubbles represents a tiny piece of my soul.
Colbert's got Glenn Powell tonight on the Emmy-nominated Late Show.
Well, we saw the all-city swim meet. Yep. You know, I told you this is a big forecast. I have a swimmer, so it worked out this morning.
Good.
We need it good for the next couple days, though,
Looks
too.
great.
Good.
Looks great. All those storms today stayed mostly to the east of Madison, which was very helpful for those folks. And it looks great the next couple of days, too. Quiet now in the forecast. Future track showing just a shower, maybe a clap of thunder left overnight tonight. Most places are going to stay dry. Don't be surprised to have a little bit of patchy fog to start the morning. We did have those storms around the area today. We bumped those temperatures up for Friday with sunny conditions. Saturday, sunny conditions, drying out on Friday, warm and humid on Saturday as well. And we'll keep the humidity around through at least Sunday. Monday looks better.
All right, Alex, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10, folks. Have a good night.